This is our Cyborg Darth Maul premium format figure, and he was inspired by a short story in one of the Star Wars comic books called VISIONARIES. The story was called Old Wounds, and it takes place 3 years after young Luke is delivered to Tatooine to be watched over by Owen and Beru. And Owen and young Luke are out on the plains, you know, doing some moisture farming, and Owen notices a figure off in the distance, a black, dark-cloaked figure just running towards them at incredible speeds. And Owen basically calls to Beru, "Come take Luke inside, bring me my rifle." He knows something's going down. And the figure just keeps coming, and Owen warns him, you know, "Stop or I'll shoot." Figure does not stop. So Owen fires off a couple shots, they miss the figure. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, the rifle gets lifted out of Owen's hands and smashes him over the head and knocks him off. And this giant cloaked figure is just standing there, and you notice these massive robotic legs sticking out from below his cloak, but you're still not quite sure who he is. And then he senses a presence, and he starts talking. You don't see anybody else there, it's just this figure. And out from the sand busts Obi-Wan Kenobi. And they have a little exchange of words, and then he drops down his hood and he reveals himself to be Darth Maul. And you find out that he survived being cut in half in episode 1. And for the past 4 or 5 years, he's been on the hunt for revenge against Obi-Wan Kenobi. And he's tracked him down, he found him at Tatooine, and he knew that if he threatened young Luke's life, that Obi-Wan would come out hiding. So that's what he did. And now Darth Maul has his chance to seek vengeance on Obi-Wan Kenobi for trying to kill him and for cutting him in half. And this awesome battle breaks out. Darth Maul is going at it. He's got a new lightsaber, newly constructed. It's still double-bladed, but it looks different from his lightsaber in the movies. It's a little more sleek. Obviously, he had these robotic legs attached. It's a little bit of Grievous, a little bit of Darth Vader. Kind of have that beginnings of the whole cybernetic person going on with him. And during the battle, Obi-Wan backhands him and breaks 2 of the horns on his head. So what we did was, with the exclusive version, we included a screaming Darth Maul head where he's even more angry than he is there, and the front 2 horns on his head are actually busted. One of the biggest challenges with this piece was we decided that we wanted to pose in a running pose, and kind of in a very sort of dinosaur, Tyrannosaurus way, the way their legs were. We wanted to try and get that feel with him and really feel like he's running through the desert, he's plowing at Obi-Wan Kenobi, he's really angry and he wants to seek vengeance. And so we had to do that, we had to plant him on one leg. And that always causes slight production issues with the figures because there's only one space for them to balance on. So we made sure his legs were actually perfect because they were really beefy and really robotic. So we were able to get a good footprint on the base and really make sure he was stable with the one leg. But it was a bit of a challenge. I think we were really successful in keeping the dynamic pose, yet making him production friendly. The cloak is all made out of fabric. It's got wires in the little trails here, so you can give some motion to it and really help with the feeling that he's moving. And also, if you want to display it, during the fight in the comic book, he removes his entire cloak, and you can see his full body with his full body tattoos, which actually look pretty cool. So yeah, if you want to remove this cloak, you can take off the waistband and then lift the cloak off of Darth Maul, and then you can see him with his full upper body tattooed.